That's his son.
You think that's his son?
Yeah. First of all, Jay-Z offered him money. At first, he offered him bread, like, and everything, but his aunt didn't, like, approve of it. She said no.
What happens when the richest man in rap has just 72 hours left to answer one question that has haunted him for half his career? Jay-Z, hip-hop's first billionaire, architect of Rock Nation, husband to a global icon, has spent 17 years sidestepping a cheek swab that could reorder his bloodline. Now, a New Jersey federal judge has frozen the clock. Answer the paternity suit by July 18, 2025, or risk contempt. If the DNA confirms Ramir Satterthwaite's claim, the Carters' carefully policed legacy could face its first true fracture. If it doesn't, critics will ask why America's most powerful rapper played legal hide-and-seek for nearly 2 decades. Before the countdown hits zero, here's how a summertime fling in 1992 grew into the biggest unanswered mystery in hip-hop. Long before Beyoncé's stadium tours or billion-dollar liquor deals, the paperwork started piling up in court clerks' offices. 2010, 18-year-old Ramir files his first suit in Pennsylvania. Judge dismisses, wrong jurisdiction, plaintiff too old. 2014 to 2023. Refilings bounce between Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Each time Jay-Z's team raises a new roadblock: venue, service errors, wrong Sean Carter. May 6, 2025, Ramir's lawyers lodge a fresh federal complaint. June 3, 2025, Jay-Z claims he first learns of the suit and asks for time to respond. July 18, 2025, the court's final deadline. To outside observers, it looks like legal whack-a-mole. Every dismissal buys time but settles nothing. For Ramir, it's 18 birthdays without an answer. But to understand why Jay-Z fights on paperwork instead of cotton swabs, we have to rewind 33 summers. Camden, New Jersey, 1992. Wanda Satterthwaite is 16, Sean Carter is 22, hustling mixtapes and dreams. Ramir says a brief romance blossomed, fizzled, and disappeared before he was born in 93. Wanda soon reunited with her high school sweetheart Robert Graves and, hoping for stability, listed Robert as father on the birth certificate. Years later, she confided the truth to her son. She believed Sean was the real dad. When Robert's DNA test returned negative, 12-year-old Ramir began a quest that outlasted his mother, his adolescence, and even Jay-Z's rise to billionaire status. Reports claim Wanda tried to contact Jay-Z while battling illness, but never received a reply. Speculation remains speculation. Jay-Z has never publicly confirmed dating Wanda, and there is no verified photo of the pair, yet the timeline lines up with Jay-Z's pre-fame years roaming the Northeast. Once lawyers step in, paper shields replace personal stories. Jay-Z's legal strategy is textbook high-budget defense, contest jurisdiction, argue improper service, move to seal motions, and, according to Ramir, pursue gag orders to stifle media chatter. Lawyers point out that no court has ever found Jay-Z liable, and prior judges have even sanctioned Ramir's team for procedural missteps. In a June 2025 filing, Carter's attorneys call the latest suit the newest chapter in a decades-long harassment campaign built on fabricated allegations. Critics counter that endless motions equal endless delay, an option only the ultra-wealthy can afford. Supporters of Ramir note that filing fees, transcript costs, and travel chew through ordinary savings in months. For Jay-Z, they're a rounding error on a champagne deal. But courtrooms weren't Ramir's only battleground. One night, the fight rolled onto the street. In 2021, Ramir says he finished a late shift, opened his car door, and saw a weapon resting on the driver's seat, an item he insists was never there before. While phoning a friend to ask if the object had been misplaced, police cruisers suddenly boxed him in. Surveillance video later showed an unidentified individual slipping the item into the car moments earlier, and no charges were filed against Ramir. He also recounts a pattern of pressure, anonymous threats, financial strain on relatives, and non-stop online harassment. Civil rights advocates from a local NAACP chapter to ACLU volunteers briefly supported his push for transparency before resources thinned. Jay-Z's attorneys flatly deny any wrongdoing, describing the story as unsubstantiated and stressing that no criminal complaint links their client or his associates to the incident. Important disclaimer, these allegations remain unverified, and law enforcement agencies have not named any Rock Nation personnel in connection with the claims. Still, nothing spreads faster than rumor in the age of retweets, and the court-ordered deadline soon exploded across social media. The judge's July 18th line in the sand hit social media like a siren. Within minutes, number JZDNATs trended worldwide. 50 Cent posted a meme of Jay-Z dodging cotton swabs. Nicki Minaj reposted the court order to her 200 million plus followers. Reaction channels stitched side-by-side photos of father and alleged son, highlighting identical cheekbones. Comment threads split into camps, just take the test, Hove. Clout chasing, leave Beyonce alone. If he dated a minor in 92, everything unravels. TikTok timelines filled with amateur genealogists comparing eye shapes, while Twitter debated whether inheritance laws would upend the Carter Trust if the test popped positive. But the loudest voice might be coming from inside Beyonce's own circle. Entertainment commentators say, Beyonce's father, Matthew Knowles, is privately furious that decades-old allegations keep resurfacing and splashing his daughter's name across headlines. From earlier cheating rumors to other high-profile industry controversies, every flare-up scorches a little more of the Carter family's carefully curated image. The stakes run deep. Potential legal scrutiny. If Wanda was truly 16 when she met Sean, attorneys warn that historical statutes in New Jersey could draw unwanted attention even decades later. Inheritance math. Under New York and California law, a legally recognized firstborn child may petition for a share of an estate, introducing fresh variables into trust documents built for the Carter heirs. Brand equity, Ivy Park collaborations, Rock Nation partnerships, and future film projects thrive on spotless optics. Sponsors dislike uncertainty more than scandal, and whispered paternity drama can spook boardrooms overnight. Insiders claim brand managers want the door closed before major tour sponsorships feel the heat. Jay-Z, meanwhile, frames the litigation as a decades-long harassment campaign, insisting prior courts have already dismissed the allegations. Yet even the best-funded public relations machine can't rewrite a genome, and all eyes now pivot to the lab results that will arrive once the swab finally meets the test kit. Should the DNA match, several dominoes wobble. Civil remedies, most child support back claims expire at adulthood, but Reimer could seek emotional distress damages and legal costs. Public narrative, Jay-Z could pivot into redemption, embracing a long-lost son, funding scholarships, re-narrating the origin story. Analysts compare Shaquille O'Neal reconciling with his biological father after NBA stardom. Corporate risk share prices of publicly traded Rock Nation partners may dip on controversy. Boardrooms dislike uncertainty more than scandal. On the other hand, a negative result would likely cement Jay-Z's stance and frame Reimer as a cautionary tale about chasing celebrity kinship. Either outcome, the countdown clicks forward. And that brings us back to the unopened swab waiting for July 18th. In an age when a strand of DNA can jailbreak secrets, no non-disclosure agreement can muzzle, legacy and biology wrestle for the final word. If the lab says yes, hip-hop rewrites a lineage, and the Carter Empire weathers its toughest PR storm yet. If the lab says no, doubters must ask why 17 years of stall tactics were cheaper than one cotton swab. Either way, the countdown is nearly spent, and when the judge gavels in, the world will learn whether a single chromosome can upstage the world's most powerful couple, or finally stitch an overdue family bond. What's your prediction? Truth revealed or rumors debunked? Drop your take below, subscribe for the fallout, and keep your eye on that ticking clock.